Welcome to class tonight. I do hope that you all are having a great day, and well, hell, you all had a great day, and the rest of it should go pretty well as well. Tonight we're going to be we're going to be continuing our discussion of ratios. We're going to be taking it to a very practical level, meaning very real life, very important, incredibly important actually. This concept is a big deal to understand, because if you actually do not understand how to do this, there's a very good chance you will lose a lot of money. And who really wants to waste or lose money? We're actually going to be talking about what we call finding unit rates of things. Now you say, wait, what's the connection between unit rates and money, or really math and money? Well, let's go ahead and dive into the issue. So you see on the board here, I have a problem. And my problem is, I have a salesman trying to sell me one of 3 spaceships. Okay, he's trying to sell me a spaceship. And these different spaceships have different prices, obviously, and they hold different amounts of people. Well, I want the best deal per person. Meaning I want to be able to hold on to the most people and yet get the lowest price. But you see, these are all very different. On this first one is 3.8, we'll say 3.8 million or $3.8, and then it can only hold 2 people. The second one is $9 million, and it holds 6 people. And finally, the shuttle is $20.4 million, and it holds 12 people. So what is the best rate? What is the best price? Which of those spaceships gives me the best deal? I want to make sure that this sales guy is not ripping me off. Now, hopefully you've already seen the connection to real life. You will be buying things in your life that someone could be trying to rip you off. So that's why you have to find unit price. So let's go ahead and talk about this. So my first spaceship, it's small, it's 3.8, but it only holds 2 people. So if I wanted to find out what the unit price is, meaning how much it costs per person, I would simply do this. And then divide. 3.8. Actually, I'm going to write this smaller. Okay, so this is my amount. This is the per people. So I'm going to say, all right, so how much is it per person? So I'm going to divide it by 2. So that's going to go in 1 time. Bring this down. And that's going to be 9. I bring it up by decimal. So look at that. My unit price, or unit rate, is going to be $1.9 million. For this one spaceship right here, $1.9 million, okay? Let's go ahead and check out this one then. So this one is $9 million, but it only holds 6 people. So let's find the unit price. So how much would it cost for 1 person? So let's see, 9 divided by 6. Let's go ahead and divide this out. Once again, you make this smaller. Mr. Hirsch should learn by now. Alright, so it's going to go in 1 time. I'm going to add a 0 and bring that down. 6 goes into 35 times. Bring my decimal up. 5 times. And bam, there's my answer. So back up here, the unit rate for this spaceship is going to be $1.5 million. Well, this is cheaper than this. So far, this spaceship is the best deal. It gives me, or it allows me to have the more people with less of a price. Let's check this last one then to see if it works. So, $20.4 million, and it holds 12 people. So, write my fraction out. And now I'm going to solve. So it's going to go in 1 time 8 4, so it's going to go in, bring my decimal up. It's going to go in 7 times, and bam. So therefore, my unit rate in this one is 1.7, or $1.7 million. So ladies and gentlemen, I have just figured out that of these 3 spaceships, this one is going to be the best deal because it has the smallest unit price. I found the unit price by simply dividing here, and then I compared it. Well, this one's 1.9, 1.5, 1.7. The best unit price is going to be this one. So that spaceship is going to be the best spaceship to buy. Now, we can actually keep this same idea going and use it for lots of different things. Using the idea of unit rate, we can use it for lots of different things. So it says, first question then, and this is, by the way, this is in your book under the first example, 66 pages in 2 hours. So what is the unit rate for 1 hour? Well, I would do the exact same thing. 66 divided by 2, and if you can do this in your head probably, unit rate is going to be 33 pages per minute, or sorry, per hour. So 66 pages in 2 hours. The unit rate, so if I divide this out, I would get 33 pages in 1 hour. Next one, 420 calories in 6 servings. Well, once again, I'm simply going to set up my fraction, and I want to find it in 1 serving, or the unit rate, so I'm going to divide it out. It's going to go in 7 times. So my unit rate is going to equal 70, or 70 calories per serving. Very, very simple. All I'm doing is simply dividing. So to find the unit rate, all you do is simply divide. Now, this next question takes it just one little step further. On this question, and by the way, this is on page 274 in your textbook, so I would go ahead and open that and look at this problem. So on page 274 it says, a car travels 25 miles on 1 gallon of gas. How far can the car travel on 8 gallons of gas? So now we switch the problem here just a little bit. I can find the unit rate of 1, or I could set it up just a little bit different. So watch this. My first step is I'm going to find the, or I'm going to write it like I'm writing the unit rate. So 25 miles, that's important by the way to put units, on 1 gallon. 25 miles on 1 gallon. Now the issue is, I want to know how much it goes in 8 gallons. So I'm over here at 1 gallon. I know that. I want to find out how much it goes in, or how much 8 gallons lasts me, or how many miles 8 gallons will take me. So let's think about it like this. Let's actually set it up, put an equal sign in there, and let's think about it like this. Now this should remind you all the way back into fractions, even talk about what we talked about today in class, ratios. This should remind you, how do I go from 1 to 8? Well, multiply 1 times 8 equals 8. Now, remember we talked about fractions and finding common denominators and all those wonderful things. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. So I'm going to do the exact same thing over here. 25 times 8. It's going to be 16, 17, 18. That's not right. Oh, that is wrong. Yeah. There we go. 40. And that's 200. There we go. So, I just figured out, using my ratios, that I can go 200 miles on 8 gallons of gas. I set up my unit rates, and then I solved. This was my unit rate that I knew, and then I figured out, if I do this right here times 8, I can figure it out. So that is, and you guys know how I love to connect these back to word problems. It's one example of the type of word problems you are going to be doing today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that really, and I tried to keep this short and sweet, it really is the lesson. The key back here, when we're finding unit rates, is to simply divide. Divide one quantity by the other. When we are trying to find a missing unit, which in this case we're trying to find a missing unit, which was right there. When we're trying to find a missing unit, we figure out, how can I go from here to there, and I'm going to do the exact same thing up there. It's quite simple. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the lesson for tonight. As always, if you have any questions, you can either email me or bring them in tomorrow class. I would suggest you go over these questions again, either as you do your homework, go back and look through these questions on the board that I did, because that's going to make your job very, very easy. Your homework tonight is going to be page 275, 2 through 10 even. Once again, page 275, 2 through 10 even. Have a great night.